There is no number one, number two. Seb is with us for 6 years now, so he's really part of the team. And also it's within his personality to push everything. It's quite new for Oliver, so it's something he's discovering. He's learning. It's like a little brother learning from his elder, I would say.
We are at a different stage in our career. He's a bit younger than me. You know, I've been here for a long time.
He was there for me like an older brother or even a father, you know.
He pushes me very hard because he's very quick, and it's not always easy, you know, because you always want to beat your teammate at the end of the day.
For sure, at some point there's going to be a day where we have a disagreement and we don't like each other for a few weeks, but that's normal.
The last 3-4 laps, you could well just pass by like we did in Valencia. You know what I mean?
Ollie's sort of the opposite of a lot of the drivers. He doesn't come from the same place that a lot of racing drivers do, and he doesn't have the same attitudes in certain ways.
Who's going to have the pole tonight?
Too hard to say, I would say. Gonna be tough, huh?
Just a normal guy really that comes from the UK that, you know, pursued a dream when I was karting when I was younger, and I was extremely successful when I was racing in the cadet, like the mini category. But it got to a point when, you know, we had no carpet in our living room because we couldn't afford it. You know, my dad was missing payments on his credit cards and bills were running up. And that's when I was really lucky that McLaren picked me up when I was 12, 13. And then from then on, you know, it took a huge stress off my family in terms of the financial side. And then I was able to continue my path to where I am now.
Qualifying for round 4 of the 2019-20 ABB FIA Formula E Championship about to get underway. And these are the drivers that will be out in the first group. In championship order, it's Van Dorn, Sims, Bird, Gunter, De Grassi and Rowland.
Today we had some issues, you know, braking was bad in FP1 and FP2. I had to go with a whole new brake system for quali, so I was kind of in the dark.
Here comes Rowland in the Nissan. He's the next man across the line. It's second for Rowland.
It was a good sector 1, best sector 3 so far. Your P3, 3/10 from Bird, which is 8.4.
There is Sebastien Buemi.
I expect him to push.
Final part of qualifying, about to get underway. They've got to try and get into the top 6 and into the Super Pole session. Sebastien Buemi is pretty much matching Mitch Evans. We're on board with driver's eye. What a corner! Buemi across the line, it's 5th. Super Pole about to get underway, and it will be the top 6 that will make it through to that fight. And Sebastien Buemi, the most pole positions of anyone in the history of Formula E.
Great job through 1. Absolutely hustling the car.
We'll get the middle sector split here, and he's up. Strong middle sector from Buemi, up by over a 10th. Whoa!
Shit, that's trying to feed the throttle in. Overpowered the rear tyres.
Much neater across the line. Who's on provisional pole? Buemi.
Pas mal pour les plus chauds. Pas mal. On est moins pas dernier. Au moins on sera pas dernier, ouais. C'est bien.
Second row is always a good spot for the race. Unfortunately, we were quite far from pole today, if you look at the lap time. So P4, if I can keep that, you know, would be already quite good considering the tough start of the season we've had. I think it's not bad.
So how can you describe him?
Sometimes I struggle, to be honest, to describe him. I don't know, you know, sometimes I'm saying, okay, let's go for dinner. I said, no, I'm going to stay in my room. So I say, you don't want to spend time with me, you don't like me, or... No.
It's a very strange dynamic between me and Seb because, and since day 1 that I arrived, I was a bit worried because I'd seen him on TV and I thought, I'm not sure he's the easiest guy to get along with.
Il vient de me rentrer dedans, il y a le flou Corsiello, espèce de apte!
You hit me at the start. You went on inside. You hit me by diving. Next time I break your rear wing. Alright?
Yeah, just do that, man. You think you're better than anyone or what? He's Swiss, but on the racetrack he's not Swiss at all. He's very emotional. He's more close to Italian, I would say.
He's a very emotional guy in general. So if something goes wrong, he really speaks out. So I kind of really respect him for that.
You changed quite a bit. You're talking about more. I remember when you were in F3, you were a little bit more let's say, I won't say shy, but a little bit maybe kind of.
You know, I think at different stage of your career, you are a bit different. I was willing to go into Formula One. I was really focused. I was under big pressure to deliver. It was not so easy to be natural. So I tried to do the best I could. And now, you know, I don't regret anything, but I feel like I could have been a bit more myself from the beginning. Obviously, you know, like you said, I'm a bit impulsive.
J'ai plus d'énergie! J'ai plus d'énergie!
C'est ce que je t'ai dit, on s'est trompé.
Mais c'est pas possible, purée! Mais j'ai honte.
But it's maybe too much. You know, it's who I am. At the end of the day, what you need to keep in mind is that it's done. You cannot go back. That's it. But yeah, it's maybe a bit. I did overreact a bit maybe on that one.
What you see from the outside is not what you get on the inside. He's extremely competitive and a real hard worker. Like, you know, when I first started, I would finish days in the simulator and I would be so tired. Mentally, he's pushing everybody, he's pushing everything, and it was really, for me, like, it opened my eyes to, wow, like, I'd never experienced that in anything I'd done before, so I wasn't sure when I arrived what it'd be like, but he's turned into a good friend.
For the 5th year in a row, Formula E is stopping off in the oldest capital city in the Americas for the 2020 CBMM Niobium Mexico City E-Prix. A change to the attack mode rules. They're going to have 3 attack modes for 3 minutes each.
It does changes quite a bit, but it's pretty similar for everyone because we have to reduce energy, we get all bunched up, so just trying to maximize the situation at each time.
You can hear the crowd getting to their feet and starting to cheer.
I looked at what I did in free practice when we practiced the race modes, and we seem to be quite competitive, so I thought, okay, if I have a good spot on the grid, then I have good chances to do well.
But all 5 lights are on. And we go green in Mexico City. It's a reasonable start from Lotterer. If anything, Nick de Vries has got a good getaway, and he's trying to find the inside line. Evans is through, is he? There's going to be contact. Lotterer is sent off in the Porsche turn 1. He tried to close the door.
You don't know how turn 1 will end up, so at the end I was really happy with how it all unfolded.
So you're starting in the middle of the pack, and to be honest, it's a jungle. Like, you're in 2 minds, you don't want to lose any positions, but you also have to, you know, fight your way and stand firm.
Mitch Evans that leads, de Vries in second, third for Sebastien Buemi. The crowd on their feet.
As we see the Nissan colliding with de Vries.
Buemi forcing his way through then, up into second place. Sam Bird has as well. Oh, they're so close to getting into the wall. They're still side by side, but Bird holds the position. That was good stuff from Bird. Nico Muller in the black and white Dragon goes to the outside and sweeps around the outside. He's in the wall.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap.
So Mitch Evans restarts the race here in Mexico City. A brief safety car period because of a crash, and I think Lotterer could be under pressure here from Bird as they come down the start-finish straight.
Energy, 32 lap.
Oh, sends it, flies one into the stadium section, and he manages to send it through and get up into 3rd place. That was a robust manoeuvre.
On la full origine, on va être peut-être sous pression de Bird. Je sais ce que ça veut dire.
And Bird's looking in the mirrors and seeing his teammate Robin Franz right up there, and he's going to think, oh, I've got to get past Buemi. That's not going to happen. This is him, he's going to do the cutback now. Watch for the switch back to the inside. No, Buemi again defending.
And Bird is through. Bird ahead of Buemi. He's in attack mode and he's managed to get up into second place.
Attack mode, attack mode.
And watch how quickly now he closes the gap to Mitch Evans in the leading jacket. Mitch Evans goes into attack mode. Great tactical move by Mitch Evans and Sebastien Buemi in the Nissan in 3rd place into attack mode as well.
Mitch Evans leading. Second place there is Sam Bird in the purple Envision car. Then it's the Nissan of Sebastien Buemi. Then it's the next Envision of Robin Franz, de Vries and de Costa. The rest of the top 6.
Encore 30 secondes d'attaque mode. Si besoin, prime tango.
Here comes de Costa to the inside. He's on fan boost. Oh, de Vries is closing the door aggressively. Now he's locked up massively. Oh, and he's into Franz. Oh, Robin Franz caught out of nowhere.
I just looked in my mirrors and I just saw what happened in the mirrors. So at the end, I'm happy I was not caught into that.
Oh, Rowland goes in deep, loses 2 places. Has he got problems or did he just get on the...
I think he got on the rock. I could hear the track almost breaking up a little bit, got on the marbles.
I made a couple of mistakes, otherwise I think I probably in the end should have been around 5th, but it was good, you know, I was fighting with Van Dorn, de Grassi, Sims the whole race.
De Grassi is defending from Oliver Rowland, and Rowland is in attack mode, and he's not quite got through yet, but now he's on the straight section down towards turn 9. De Grassi's using his fan boost to try and defend. He manages to cover it off for the time being, but here's the fight for third. Antonio Felix da Costa in the DS Techeetah, right up behind Sebastien Buemi.
Même saut que Bird et Evans pour l'instant.
Da Costa closing up on the brakes into turn 1.
Da Costa beaucoup plus rapide, 2% de seconde en plus que nous.
Jack Da Costa has caught Buemi in a hurry.
Yeah, he's right on the back of him. Da Costa going around the outside, extra energy, extra power. End of story.
Ça bataillait entre Bird et Da Costa qui vient de choper son dernier attack mode.
Oh, it's
Bird's off yet. Got
on the
white.
marbles in the wall, and what was looking like a great day for Envision Virgin Racing has disappeared.
Donc là, pour l'info, on est P3.
With Bird, I knew I would have an opportunity at the end because he was not so much faster, and luckily, I mean, he had an accident, but Da Costa was quicker than me, and I had to accept that.
Ok, Seb, ce sera last lap.
Through the final corner, one of the most dominant races in the history of the championship. Mitch Evans wins in Mexico City. Second across the line for Da Costa. Third is Buemi.
Yeah, it's really cool that I did manage, to come back and get the podium after what happened last year. Everyone spoke about it, so I'm happy we did finish with the energy and we did score the podium.
Team are very happy with the third. I managed to back it up with 6 more points. So I suppose we'll go home satisfied, but still with the mentality to work extremely hard ahead of Marco.
I'm really happy, it's the first points of the season. I was 14th or 15th in the championship after Paris last year, and I finished second in the championship, so I keep the faith. At some point it's going to work out if you work hard.